Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. So today I'm gonna be showing you my very beautiful and sophisticated unisex fragrances. And these are the fragrances that belong to my niche part of the collection. I don't usually talk about my niche fragrances like in particular. It's because I prefer my designer fragrances and my mass market fragrances. I do love my niche scents, obviously. It's just that I prefer those two a bit more, but I do have quite a decent collection of niche, so I'm gonna be showing you my very beautiful, sophisticated, right in the middle, not very feminine, not very masculine scents. And these scents, the majority of them, they have either sage or maybe lavender or maybe vetiver, but they also have this kind of softer side, maybe a little bit of leather, suede, or maybe some flowers, some citruses, obviously. So I'm gonna just start with the fragrance that is very unusual for me, because I don't usually enjoy oud, and this is an oud fragrance, and this is the oud fragrance from Montale that we know Montale makes. Just sometimes the oud fragrances from Montale are just so strong, so overpoweringly strong fragrances. So this is Oudmazing by Montale, and trust you me, I am not a lover of oud, but this one is amazing. It doesn't have just oud. It has fig and pear and Sicilian orange and bergamot, patchouli, orris, jasmine, grape, vanilla, leather, and musk. It opens up very fruity and very zesty, and then it has this sweetness, and then it has this kind of fluffiness, this enveloping, this kind of woodsy, calming and warming, like wrapping feeling that you have, like a warm, nice, beautiful blanket, something like that. So it's just a nice fragrance, and the oud here is very nice. It's well, for me it's very nice, because usually the oud can pull a bit soury on me. I don't know why, but this one is just such a beautiful fragrance, and I have to wear it a bit more frequently. So the next fragrance is quite simple. The construction of this fragrance is quite simple. It has only 3 notes: patchouli, sage, and vetiver. But trust you me, this is a beautiful fragrance, and I enjoy this fragrance in particular when it's this kind of period between the end of summer and this beginning of autumn, when it's not yet rainy. It's a bit more cool, especially in the evening, but it's not rainy, so it's like this, the beginning of autumn, but very nice and very warm autumn. So this is Patchouli Aromatique by Lancome. This is a Maison Lancome fragrance. You can still get it in some places. This line still exists, although I do believe it's been discontinued, but these scents, they are still even on the official website of Lancome. So this one is a very beautiful fragrance. It's not very common for me to have this patchouli fragrance, because I don't mind patchouli. It's just that it's not one of my favorite notes. But this one is something beautiful. It's like this very nice and herbaceous autumn in a bottle. So beautiful. It's such a wonderful scent. The next one is very strange. It's like a very strange scent, because it has a mixture of notes that you don't get a lot in fragrances. It has, so I'm gonna show you the fragrance. The fragrance is, this one is by L'Artisan Parfumeur, and this is Mont de Narcisse. And so we have pepper, cardamom, and lavender, and bergamot, narcissus, immortelle, plum, green nose, mantis, leather, birch, and vanilla. So this is very strange. It's like, It's herbaceous and it's woody, but it's like almost, it feels like this um if you have ever been next to the birch, and you have ever extracted the birch, you know, juice of the birch, like in Finland we do it a lot, right? So this smell, the smell of freshly cut wood, um, it kind of reminds me of that. Plus, there's this greenness of the like flower stems and flowers, and then um, somehow it kind of goes into this warm feeling. As I mean, it's such a complex fragrance. It is very strange, I'm telling you, it's very, very strange, but I like it. I'm mesmerized by this fragrance. This fragrance is a lot. You really have to, you know, spray it on, sit down and understand what this fragrance is about. But it's just a beautiful fragrance. It's very strange. If you like the strange fragrances, if you like the fragrances, well, the notes are not strange, but it's just when they're all put together, it's strange, but it's very good. So the next one is a fragrance that it has been discontinued in this form, but it is still available in another form, another bottle, a little bit more expensive. On the official website you can still find it. So this is the fragrance by Serge Lutens, and this is Jodo, and this is such a beautiful fragrance. It's one of my favorite fragrances from Serge Lutens. Well, my most favorite fragrance from Serge Lutens is Datura Noir, but this one is so good. And so the notes of this one is wheat, milk, licorice, coconut, immorte, sandalwood, apricot, spices, woodsy notes, osmanthus, and amber. Don't be alarmed by this composition, like wheat and milk and coconut and licorice and spices. Don't think that it's gonna smell like pastry. It's not gonna smell like you've been baking something all the day. No, 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 no. It's not gonna feel like that. It's warm, it's sweet, but not sweet to be called like, well, it's womanly fragrance. It's I'm telling you, these fragrances, in my opinion, they're just in between. And you know, this fragrance is well, all fragrances by this brand are made for male and female. So anyway, this is very like coconutty. This coconut plus this milk, you have this lactonic feeling to it, and then we have this kind of a little bit spicy lactonic fragrance, warm, a little bit sweet. It's such an interesting scent. And if you're a man and you're searching for something sweet but not overly sweet, go ahead and try this one, because nobody's gonna tell you, well, wash it off, it's too like women like. No, 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 no. It's very nice. I'm telling you, it's very, very nice, a fragrance. And I do think that this mixture, this juxtaposition of these notes that are very interesting and they are unusual, I do think that it makes this scent such a beautiful unisex fragrance. So the next one is the scent that for me, I like the scent, especially if I want to be like sort of very concentrated and I want to, you know, straight to business. I'm not kidding around. I'm like, you know, well, not a boss babe. I don't really actually like the boss babe word, but anyway, this is the Grain de Poudre of Yves Saint Laurent, and this is such a put together fragrance. If you need a fragrance that will set you straight, to your eyes right on the target that you have to achieve, you have to be composed, you have to be very, very, you know, you have to, you know what you're doing, and you have to do what you have to do. This is the scent. This is the scent. This is beautiful, perfect office scent, but also not actually office. If you just go on a stroll with your friends and it's scorching hot, and you have some, I don't know, jeans and white crispy t-shirt, this is your scent. So it has black pepper, coriander, violet leaf, sage, suede, and musk. It's so good. It's just so good. And I own only two fragrances from this line. I own this one and I own Baby Cat. Actually, the Baby Cat was the first one that I ever bought. And then right away I got myself this one. And with Baby Cat, I am regretting that I only had I didn't get 125 ml bottle. I got myself a 75 ml bottle. I should have gotten a bigger one, and I should have gotten a bigger bottle of this one. It's beautiful, refreshing, aromatic scent. It doesn't remind you of eau de cologne, nothing like that. It's very complex, aromatic, beautiful, unisex, just wonderful scent. So the next one is a scent that is hold on. Okay, so this one might be, well, it might sound like a bit more feminine than it is masculine. It's not as unisex as the rest of them, but trust you me, it's yeah, it's very appropriate for a man as well, in my opinion. So this is a beautiful scent by the brand that is named Galimard, and this is the French brand. And I've been on the factory the factory tour, and I have composed a fragrance for myself at Galimard in France, in Grasse. So this one is called Solenzara, and it has blackcurrant, bergamot, mandarin orange, orange blossom, lavender, jasmine, vetiver, cedar, tonka, and ambergris. So if the beginning kind of feels like it's more feminine, definitely the ending of the fragrance, it's very unisexy, and it's good. The beginning, the opening of the scent is fruity. It's fruity, it's a little bit sweet, but it's like a fruity sweetness. Very beautiful, wonderful scent. I like this one. And then we have this very complex notes, like this kind of dryness, like woodiness and dryness, and we have this vetiver, and we have the cedar, and we have this ambergris, and it's just, again, this is the mix of man fragrance and woman fragrance in one, and I do think that it's wonderful. Such a beautiful scent, and it's also very aromatic. And if you have been paying close attention to the nose, you have been already seeing, some notes that are repetitive, like the sage and vetiver and immorte. And these are the notes that, and also lavender. So these are the notes that you will find in this kind of scents, because I do think that these are the notes that are good for both male and female fragrances. So the next one is a fragrance that I particularly like. I am mesmerized by this fragrance. It's such a good fragrance, and I love it so much. The only thing I wish this fragrance would have is the longevity, because on me, on my skin, it just doesn't last. This is the beautiful fragrance by Atelier Cologne, and this is Vetiver Fatale, and it's just such a scent. It's just such a boss scent. Not a boss babe, it's just a boss. It has vetiver, plum, violet leaf, Calabrian bergamot, bitter orange, Sicilian lemon, cedar, agar wood, and orange blossom. And this one, it's very dry. It's very, like, it's citrusy and very dry scent, and I love this one. It's just, it sometimes, it has this feeling, gives me feeling of a little bit of tobacco, like tobacco leaf. I don't know, it has violet leaf, but I swear to you, I feel tobacco. Like, you know, if you would have a dry tobacco and you will just sniff dry tobacco, not the burned one, not the cigarette, just dry tobacco. I feel this one, and it's such a good one. It's this is the masculine side of it, right? And then we have a feminine side of it, where we have a little bit of white flowers, very very interesting white flowers, not indolic, just white flowers, and you can feel the white flowers. And also we have something in between, like this notes of you know, the citrus notes. This is such a beautiful scent, such a nice scent. And um although I would hate to wear every day the same scent, you know, the signature scent isn't for me. If you haven't seen my video about the signature scents, just go ahead and watch it. So, but if I would have to choose, this one would be definitely in my top 10 fragrances, you know, the contenders for the signature scent. Such a beautiful one, such a astonishing scent, but the longevity is very very poor. So the next one is Origino, and Origino, it has this notes of bergamot, pink pepper, juniper, nutmeg, sandalwood, and white musk. And this is quite cold scent. It's like you can actually feel this kind of refreshing. It's a bit fresh and cold, and if you need to be refreshed in extreme hot weather, this is the scent that I would recommend you. It has this pink pepper that I absolutely adore, and it also has citrus, and then it has the juniper, and the nutmeg. Well, nutmeg, I don't like it as much as I do juniper, but it's the juniper is the king here. But the juniper sometimes it goes very masculine, but this one, it's again, it's right in between. It's such a beautiful scent, and it also, it gives you kind of, you know, this kind of bossy feeling, kind of feeling that you know what you're aiming to, you know what you're going for, you know what you have to do, and you're doing it. So these kind of masculine notes in these fragrances, it's just such a beautiful thing. So I do love this. I do love this one. Beautiful scent. So I have just two left, and the one that I have here is a little teeny tiny bottle of mine, and this is Mir and Tonka by Jo Malone. And mind you, this is their like more intense version. So it has lavender, myrrh, tonka bean, vanilla, and almond. And this is a nice thing. This is a nice scent. I usually am staying away from myrrh, because this kind of myrrh and this kind of incenses, they give me this church vibe that I'm not a particular fan of. I mean, I don't mind going to church, but I mainly go to church just to look around because it's beautiful inside, but I'm not a religious person. So smelling like a church, or like the incenses, or like this kind of you know, things that they use in church, isn't really my vibe. But in this one, I don't find it really overpowering, I have to say. And then it's very, it's kind of, it's incense, and it's a bit neutralized, I would say, with lavender, and it's also a bit sweetened. So it's a, I'm telling you, you don't get the church vibes with this one. It's very aromatic as well. It's like sweet, on the sweet side, but it's like a very cold scent, very cool one. I like this one as well. And the last one is a spice bomb. Well, actually, it's not called like that. It's called Spice Blend, and this is the scent by Christian Dior, and this is the Spice Blend, which is their more expensive line, and has a lot of spices in here. But these spices, they're very transparent. Like if you would imagine a huge pile of spices, like a lot of spices, but they're like made on a transparent base, so you can feel them, you can feel the smell, but they don't but they don't weigh on you at all. So it is spicy, yes, but it's like very adequately spicy, I would say. So anyway, we have rum and ginger, pink pepper, cinnamon, black pepper, cloves, nutmeg, coriander, bay leaf, and woodsy notes. So it's a lot of spices, but it's like fresh, lot of fresh spices. You don't feel you don't smell like you've been in a this part of the big department store, the grocery store, when you buy spices, because sometimes this department, it has this kind of specific smell, like because the spices smell. You don't have this feeling with this fragrance. So you have a lot of spices, but they are very refreshing, they're very uplifting spices, and they're very transparent. There's not a lot of them. They are evident, but they're not overpowering. So these are my fragrances that are from my uh, niche part of my collection, and they are very unisex and they are very beautiful in my opinion. So let me know if you have these kind of scents, unisex scents. And I wish you a beautiful Sunday, and I will see you on Wednesday with something exciting. I have a new fragrance to talk to you about, and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye.